Welcome back to Trading Like a Jedi. Hey, I'm going to do a quick video on what we discussed on Monday. For those few people that are copy trading me, just looking at the views and the zero comments, I'm probably not going to keep doing this. You guys can reach out to me some other way if you want. Maybe I'll just give you tidbits like at the end of Evony videos, but I'm not going to. I don't think it pays. I had like 60 views. I get, if there's 5 of you that are actually copy trading me, make a comment and I'll consider keep doing the videos. So if you did copy me, that top one there, UPXI, you bought 100 shares, you probably paid $550, and you're down 70 bucks. So that's not great, but that's part of stocks. So what we did this week is we actually lost less than the rest of the stock market because we sold a covered call. So I'm totally being optimistic here, right? I'm showing you how you just generated cash. You still have 100 shares and you have cash, whereas everybody else still has 100 shares and didn't get any cash this week. So I'm going off memory. I sold several of these calls. They are on the top of my screen. I think with you, we sold the $6 calls, which just got more expensive since I started recording, which is not good in our situation because we already have the calls. But I'm going to show you what I did on the upper calls. This will not apply if you totally copied me off the first trade. Reason being, let's open up the first trade. You guys probably sold a $6 call if you were copying me. So that way, if you did get I have great internet here. That's awesome. That way, if you did get called, you would have made $50 plus your premium, which totally going off memory. What do we get? 8 to 12 bucks. I don't remember. I'm trying to wait for this to load too. So this call here, oh, we got paid 21 bucks to open this call. That's pretty cool. It's down to 6. So what that means is let's see if it happens. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to try to buy this contract back. So we got paid 21, and this part might be a little confusing when I hit the trade button. If I was looking at the stock, I would not want to hit buy because then I would be buying stock. But because I'm looking at the contract, to keep it simple for you, when I open up this menu, you could just hit view all options. Maybe that's what I should do for you guys. But from here, we could actually hit buy, and it would be talking about buying the contract. I'm going to go ahead and put 3. I'm going to put 0.01. And what that's going to do, it's going to close out my contract. I'm going to buy it back for $1. We sold it for $21, so we would make $20. You can let this expire. The odds of that coming up to $6 by the end of tomorrow is pretty low, but it does happen. So I like to close them out at least half the time, especially when I get like $100 move in a day. Like when you're selling a call on Tesla, you'll get $500 on Monday morning, and by noon it might be worth $400. I'll just go ahead and close it out, and then when Tesla rebounds, I'll sell another one the same week for $500. But either way, I made $100 that day. Hopefully that makes sense. You can buy back your own contract. You don't have to wait till they expire worthless. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this out here. I'm going to go ahead also and put it as a good to cancel. Otherwise, this contract would cancel by the end of today, which I was fine with. But now it won't. If anytime somebody wants to sell me back the contract for $1, right? A penny times 100 is $1. That will close out the contract, and my shares are mine again. I don't have anything using collateral against them like this contract. So that's that. But yeah, that was the same contract as yours. We got $21 for that contract. What did we get for the $650? Which means we would have got $100 if our shares got called away, plus the premium. That was the one where we got $8. So I could close this one, but I think I'm just gonna let these two ride and not try to close them. So that just gives you an idea of what you can do during the week when there's movement on the price. We could have probably done this 2 days ago for the same price. That means we would have got $20, $21, $20 in 2 trading days. It's Thursday right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and post this video. And I don't mean this as a threat. Be genuine. If you don't want to see it, don't like or comment. But if you do want to see more copy trading to try to learn the system, obviously this is a smaller, more volatile stock, which actually helps because you get better premiums. You can get 200%, 300%, 400% APY on these stocks. I guess the stock itself is less secure. Like, I feel very comfortable with Tesla, but the good thing about something like Tesla, or whatever your stock is that you pick, pick one that has volatility like Tesla. You can make a lot of money when Elon gets a bad tweet about Trump or something. That means more price movement, more action for us. Yes, it can go the wrong way. The whole market was down this week, so if you're depressed that you lost $70 in value of your stock, well, I mean, we just, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Where it can hurt is when you come back on Monday, you're still going to want to sell a $6 put or a call. Covered call on your shares. But we're not going to get $21 next week. If the price is still $4.75, we might only get like $8. So you could actually sell a covered call at $5.50, which was your entry point. I don't know that I necessarily recommend that. It's okay to take a week off. Once you learn this system off of this stock that we're doing now, you can basically time it. And nobody can time the market. Nobody can time the market. But what I'm saying with the wheel strategy, instead of selling premiums every week like I've been doing, where I've been generating pretty nice income, you can wait for every 4 to 6 weeks for when the market has swings. You can see when stocks are overbought and oversold, and those would be the better times to sell a covered call. Like when Tesla ran from 300 up to 450, that would have been a really good time to sell a covered call. It's, at that point it's free money. The risk would be is you'd lose your shares and you'd have to sell puts the next week. But what I'm saying is I've been selling covered calls every week, and I've been getting good premiums, and I've been losing the shares and having to sell puts to get them back. But somebody who's made their money already, say they're sitting on $1 million or whatever, and they're just trying to get $100,000 a year off of it, they'll just ride Tesla up and only sell covered calls once a month, every month or two, and they're generating some pretty damn good income. But it's way safer, but they have a bigger nut to try to just get a smaller percentage off of. They're just trying to get 10%. I'm getting 100 to 200%. So I don't know if that all makes sense. I'm just saying, stick with it, learn it, and you can apply it in so many different ways. I haven't even got into these. Look at this top one. It's a two option strategy. So this is going to be crazy. You guys don't try to copy this at home. None of this is financial advice. So what I did here on this one here is, you'll see my options is on the on UPXI, I still call it, on UPXI. I bought the 750 call, and that cost me 90 cents. Well, no, this is actually what the price is now. But the call, it's interesting. So if I did this right now, a call would, let's do it. Let's go. This would make more sense if I do it this way. If you guys are interested, if you're not interested, turn off your phone or whatever. So I bought the March 20th call. I'm going to go up to the June 18th because I don't have any there and I won't clutter up my screen. So right now, I could buy the June 18th call. It would cost me $200. So I'm going to buy that call. Now, because this isn't a retirement account, you can't do option strategies like this on Robinhood in like a Roth or an IRA, but this is not an IRA. So it allows you to do a double option strategy. There's a couple really cool ways to do this. And again, just like the wheel strategy, don't go off of my videos. There's a ton of people doing this. I'm just opening the door and showing you the light. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of interest, so I'm going to let other people teach you. If you really want to learn, there's a lot of ways to learn it. Just kind of take tidbits from everybody. You've kind of had me tell you how I think a lot of people do it wrong. They teach it wrong on YouTube because they chase their money, and I let the options expire, and then the next week I get them back, get paid premiums every week. Okay, so I bought the 750 call on this maneuver. We'll call it a Jedi mind trick, shall we? So now on the same date, June 18th, I am going to sell. You can either sell a call or a put. So for the one we were looking at, I sold a put, and often, and not in this case, but we'll just go ahead and stick with it, I'm going to get just a little less premium. So if I'm doing this with a stock that I know is going to go up or down, or, in this case, I'm confident it's going to go up. When I did this, the price was $7.50. So right now I'm doing it out of the money, which would be a little riskier. But you can see on my screen that I bought a call and sold a call or a put, and it only cost me 13 cents, and I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. So the bid ask, I can put whatever I want in there and see if it goes through. But on this particular case, I got paid more to sell the put than to open the call. So I got paid to open this. I ended up walking away with $200 more, and I had a put and a call that I'm sorry, there's somebody that looks like they're going to crash into my car right now. They do not know how to drive. I'm not driving, I'm parked. Anyways, so I got paid to open this. Let's see if I can see that in the contract. So, I lied to you. This maneuver is down $140. No, I was right. Up on the top of my screen in the left-hand corner, I got paid $140 to open this. So to close it for me would cost $285. So I will just let these expire. That's because the stock is really down and out of the money. That put would be way more expensive to close right now. What I need is the price to get above $750 by March. As of today, it looks pretty sketchy, but yeah, not something I would recommend right now. So that's what that contract was. The other strategy I want to show you is much sexier. Can I say it that way? They would be like a debit spread. So this is my Tesla one. What I did here is I bought the 290 call, and this was back when the price was, probably less than 290. And I also sold the 380 call. So this is a much better Jedi mind trick. You can see I'm up $3,350 on this position, and it cost me $2,500 to open, but I have two of them. So when it says the market values 8,408. Is anybody still here listening to this video? What I'm saying is my value needs to be split in two because I have two of them. So they're really worth $4,200 a contract. So that's, each contract is up, $1,600, whatever. Let me show how we do that. So here's Tesla, down $17 today. I thought they had a decent earnings call, and the stock market does not. So let's go to trade options. So instead of buying 100 shares today, let's go out, what would be a year here? Oh, what's going on here? Let's just go December 2018. So it doesn't matter what stock you're doing and what time frame, but let's just take the exact, 420 is really close. So no, I want to buy a call. Take that off. I'm going to buy that call. It's going to cost me 10 grand. That's a lot of money for a call. even though it's over a year out and Tesla should go up from here, you get control of somebody, somebody else's 100 shares for 10 grand. That would cost you $42,000 to buy 100 shares, but I can control their shares for 10 grand. Now, if Tesla doesn't go up to, if you look, I'm going to put it at the top of the screen. Under the 420 call, you'll see the break even is $527. Reason being is you paid 10 grand, so that's $100 a share. So you need an extra $100 over the price, the piece price, the stock price at 420 to break even. You will still get money back all the way down to 420, because as long as Tesla's above 420, your contract is worth something. But you would have lost money until you get to $520. So you need this share to go up 25% in a year, and you can see why that's a little iffy. But in addition to buying this call, I'm going to sell the call. Let's just watch and see what happens. So I'm paying 10 grand. I'd like to get a $100 ride. That means that I'd like to get up to 520, and I don't think that's going to happen with a stock like this. Now, this is actually pretty representative. So that's a $100 swing from 420 up to the 520 call. So I'm going to sell the 520 call. And Robinhood will call this a debit spread. And what I've done is I've bought the 420 call and I sold the 520 call. So I have the right to take somebody else's 100 shares and their profit from 420 until 520 when I have to sell them to somebody else. So if we look at this now, I'm not going to enter the numbers, but so what my cost is going to be is now, instead of paying 10 grand for a 420 call and having a price break even of 527, I'm only paying $3,300. And this is a better way to look at it. What I did is I hit that little triangle in the middle of my screen, or the down arrow. This will give you a preview of this contract. So if Tesla's below 420, I lose all my $3,300. But anything above 420 and until my break-even price of 453, I would be losing some of my premium. I'll get some of it back, right? But I mean, you can see, like, it only needs to get up to 440 to where I'm barely losing any money. But notice my break-even is now 453, where it was 527. So I've knocked $75 off of where I need to be. Now I only need the price to go back to where it was last week to break even. But on a $3,300 risk in a year, if Tesla goes up to 520, you can see my profits. All the way up to 520, I would double my money. That's what these debit spreads do. Now, if you're on Robinhood, they're going to want to make sure you know what you're doing. They're going to give you a questionnaire, and if you don't answer the questions right, they're going to flag your account and not approve you for till another year. So it's best for you to know this system and understand it before you start doing it, because they will call you to protect you. Now, there's also people that pretend to be Robinhood and call you to steal your money. So be smart. I couldn't believe they actually called my buddy when he started doing these trades, and they flagged him and didn't allow him to do them anymore. So he can't do it on his account because he did not answer with intelligence. Let's just put it that way. So what I've showed you here is how to take $3,300 and double it in a year. Very low risk. Obviously, Tesla can go down from here. Elon could get shot. Number of black swan events could happen, but that's always possible with investing in anything. The risk here would be if that price doesn't stay above 420, is you would lose all that $3,300. Whereas if you bought $3,300 worth of Tesla and the price crashed to 150, that's bad math, 225, 210, you would still have half your money. But in this case of this option strategy, if Tesla doesn't go up, you lose all your $3,300 premium. So that would be some risk. But you're not going to double your money like this in a year if by only buying the stock. So that's that. It's a low cost way to double your money on a much smaller move. I mean, that's like a 25% move, and you're really tripling your money because you get to keep your premium plus the profit. So that's that. I'm done blabbering. I've showed you a few extra things, and they're not supposed to make sense. I'm just kind of teaching you, opening the door. You're going to have to do your research. You're going to have to pick your own stocks. Don't do it on crappy stocks. Make sure it's a stock that you can live with in the long term. I can get stuck with Tesla shares forever. I'm confident in Tesla and where it's going and where Elon is. You need to find your Tesla. Don't do it with my stocks just because of what I'm saying. Find yours, learn it, live it. Don't do it with 100 stocks. Don't do it with 10 stocks. I do it with like 3, 4 stocks that I really know. I do it with 3 or 4, and I feel like 2 of them I don't even know that well. So I'm breaking my own rule, but they're Solana derivatives, so I feel like I know Solana well, but it doesn't mean I know the companies that's holding these as treasuries. So I really know Tesla and MicroStrategy really well. I know of a lot of others that I watch their price, but I don't know them. I want you to know it, and that way you're fine getting stuck with something for a few months. So, all right, I keep saying I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up now, and the next video will be an Evony video.